Good morning. It is Thursday, August 20th, 2020. Psalms 124 is our Psalms. Genesis 49, 1 through 33 is our Old Testament reading. And 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 1 through 11 is our New Testament reading. Now listen in to our Psalms. If God had been for us, all together now, Israel, sing out. If God hadn't been for us when everyone went against us, we would have been swallowed alive by their violent anger, swept away by the flood of rage, drowned in the torment. We would have lost our lives in the wild, raging water. Oh, blessed be God. He did not go off and leave us. He didn't abandon us defensively, helpless as a rabbit in a pack of snarling dogs. We've flown free from the fangs, free of their traps, free as a bird. Their grip is broken. We're free as a bird in flight. God's strong name is our help, the same God who made heaven and earth. Our Old Testament reading is from Genesis 49, as we hear once again of the story of Joseph with a focus on Jacob. Jacob called his sons and said, "Gather around. I want to tell you what you can expect in the days to come. Come together, listen, sons of Jacob. Listen to your Israel, your father. Reuben, your firstborn, my strength, my first proof of my manhood. At the top in the honor and top in power. But like a bucket of water spilled, you'll be at the top no more, because you climbed into your father's marriage bed, mounting that couch, and you defiled it. Simeon and Levi are two of a kind, ready to fight at the drop of a hat. I don't want anything to do with their vendettas, want no part of their bitter feuds. They kill men in fits of feud and anger and temper, slash oxen on a whim. A curse on their uncontrolled anger or on their indiscriminate wrath. I'll throw them out like trash. I'll shred and scatter them like confetti throughout Israel. You, Judah, your brothers will praise you. Your fingers on the enemy's throat while your brothers honor you. You're a lion's cub, Judah, home fresh from the kill, my son. Look at him, crouched like a lion, king of the beast. Who dares mess with him? The scepter shall not leave Judah. He'll keep a firm grip on the commander's staff until the ultimate ruler comes and the nations obey him. He'll tie his donkey to the grapevine, his pure bed prize to a sturdy branch. He will wash his shirt in wine and his cloak in the blood of grapes. His eyes will be darker than wine, his teeth whiter than milk. Zebulun settles down on the seashore. He's a safe harbor for the ships right along Sidon. Issachar is one tough donkey, crouching between the corrals when he saw how good the place was, how pleasant the country. He gave up his freedom and went to work as a slave. Dan will handle matters of justice for his people. He will hold his own just fine among the tribes of Israel. Dan is only a small snake in the grass, a lethal serpent in the ambush by the road. When he strikes a horse in the heel and brings the huge rider crashing down, I wait in hope for the salvation God. God will be attacked by bandits, but he will trip them up. Asher will become famous for rich foods, candies, and sweets fit for the king. Naphtali is a deer running free that gives birth to lovely fawns. Joseph, a wild donkey by spring, spirited donkeys on a hill. The archers with malice attack, shooting their hate-tipped arrows. But he held steady under fire, his bow firm, his arms limber, with the backing of the champion of Jacob, the shepherd, the rock of Israel. The God of your father may help you, and may the strong God, may he give you his blessings, blessings tumbled out of the skies, blessings bursting up from the earth, blessings of breast and womb. May the blessings of your father exceed the blessings of the ancient mountains. Suppress the delights of the eternal hills, and may they rest on the head of Joseph, on the brow of the one consecrated among his brother. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. All morning he gorges on his kill. At evening divides what's left over. All these are the tribe of Israel, the 12 tribes, and this is what their father said to them as he blessed them, blessing each one with his own special farewell blessing. Then he instructed them, I'm about to be gathered to my people. Bury me with my father in the cave which is in the field of Ephron the Hittite, the cave in the field of Machpelah facing Mamre in the land of Canaan. The field Abraham brought from Ephron the Hittite for a burial plot. Abraham and his wife Sarah were buried there. Isaac and his wife Rebekah were buried there also. I also buried Leah there. The field and the cave were bought from the Hittites. Jacob finished instructing his sons, pulled his feet into bed, breathed his last, and was gathered to his people. Our New Testament reading today comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 1 through 11. And how dare you take each other to court when you think you have been wrong? Does it make any sense to go before a court that knows nothing of God's way instead of a family of Christians? The day is coming when the world is going to stand before a judge made up of the followers of Jesus. If someday you are going to rule on the world's fate, wouldn't it be a good idea to practice on some of the smaller cases? Why, you weren't even going to judge the angels. So why not these everyday affairs? As these disagreements and wrongs surface, why would you even entrust them to the judgment of people you don't trust in any other way? I say this as bluntly as I can to wake you up to the stupidity of what you are doing. Is it possible that there isn't one level-headed person among you who can make a fair decision when disagreements and disputes come up? I don't believe it. And here you are, taking each other to court before people who don't even believe in God. How can they render justice if they don't believe in the God of justice? These court cases are an ugly blot on your community. Wouldn't it be far better to just take it, to let yourself be wronged and forget it? All you're doing is providing fuel for more wrong, more injustice, bringing more hurt to the people of your own spiritual family. Don't you realize that this is not the way to live? Unjust people who don't care about God will not be joining in this kingdom. Those who use and abuse each other, use and abuse sex, use and abuse the earth and everything in it, don't qualify as citizens in God's kingdom. A number of you know from experience what I'm talking about. For not so long ago, you were on the list. Since then, you've been cleaned up and given a fresh start by Jesus, our Master and Messiah, and by our God, present in us, the Spirit. And here ends our readings for the day.